Hello, this is Shar from the Real Kitchen for Real People, and I trust that everyone is doing well and having fun and enjoying life. Today I'd like to share with you one of my favorite cakes, and it's called a peach yogurt cake. And I like it because it's real lightweight cake. You don't feel stuffy when you finish eating, and it's just downright delicious. Great for gatherings, like if you having uh, girls' day out or whatever, girls' luncheon. You can always come back and have coffee and this light cake. Okay, so what you need to do first is to preheat your oven to 350, and then prepare your cake pans, grease and flour 2 of your 8-inch round cake pans and set them aside. Okay, now these are the ingredients I have here that you see. I have 1 can of sliced peaches in the light syrup. You don't want the heavy syrup because that's too sweet. Okay, and then 1 box of your Betty Crocker super moist yellow cake mix, and then 1/3 cup of oil and 3 eggs, and get 1 6-ounce container of your peach yogurt. I use the Harvest peach yogurt. And then you're going to use 1 4-ounce container of frozen Cool Whip. Now I have a large container here. Now this is not the size you use. I'll just dip out 4 ounces of this to use for this recipe. So, what I'm going to do is just put these all in the bowl. You don't have to put one at a time. Just dump it all in the bowl and mix it. And I'll show you what's next. Okay, I want to clarify when I said mix everything in a bowl. You mix everything but these 3 items in the bowl, because these 3 items will be your frosting / icing. So I just wanted to clarify that, so make sure we understand that these 3 items are set aside for the frosting and icing. Okay, in the bowl I've added my ingredients. I've added my 3 eggs, my cake mix, my 1/3 cup of oil. And then it's a little trick to the peaches. Okay, when you open your peaches, be sure to you're going to drain your peach juice in a cup. Okay, in a cup. And you're going to finish the cup to where you'll have, with water, to where you will have a cup and 1/4. So drain your peaches juice in here. Continue adding after you drain it, finish this cup up with water, and then also add a 1/4 cup of water. So we're going to add that to it. That'll be your liquids. Okay. And then you're going to set these peaches aside for later. Okay. Now we're going to take the ingredients here and mix it with your hand blender or whatever you have to blend. Okay. Okay, this is my mixture. Make sure that your batter is well blended. Now what I'm going to do is pour my batter into my prepared pans, and I'm going to bake it at 350 for like maybe 27 to 30 minutes, just depending on how your oven cooks. And then once it's done, you let it cool for about 10 minutes in the pan. Then you remove your cakes to a wire rack, or to somewhere to cool off completely before we ice them. Okay? Okay, here's the batter in the 2 prepared pans and try to make them as even as you can to even make sure your cakes are even. And then this bowl, I'm gonna lick this spoon because it's smelling so good. But they're ready to go in the oven now at 350 for about 30 to 32 minutes, just depending on your oven, like I said. But just keep an eye on it. Please do not overcook. Okay, while your cake is baking, you want to get your ingredients for your frosting, which is your peach yogurt, which is the 6-ounce. And then I'm going to measure out 4 ounces of the Cool Whip. And then what I'm going to do with these peaches that you had drained, we're going to cut those up in little pieces and put them in the bowl. I'm going to cut those up first in small pieces. Okay, I've chopped up my peaches in a bowl, as you can see. And I've left 4 of them out so I can arrange it like this on top of my cake. So, you know, you can do your top of your cake however you want. Okay, I'm mixing my frosting. I have it all mixed up. I'm going to stir it real good. And then what I'll do is just put this in the refrigerator so it'll be ready for the cake when it comes out and cool completely. Because you don't want to put this on a hot or warm cake. So you need to at least let that cake cool. I'm going to let mine cool for about an hour before I put this on there. Or you can just save it until you are about to serve it and then put it on your cake. You can do that because it only takes a minute. You're just going to frost the middle of the cake and the top. So, but that's what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? And so then when you put it on there, you'll have those extra pieces that you set aside to decorate the top. And then that's it. And then you just dig in because it is fantastic. Okay, I'll get back with you when I put the frosting on. Okay, my cakes come out and they look beautiful. And I'm going to let them cool completely. First, I want to let them cool for about 10 minutes before I take them out of the pan. And when you take them out, be sure to kind of go around the edges with a little butter knife and kind of loosen them up. And then turn them over and take them out. And then I'll icing them when they completely cool. So I'll get back with you on the icing. Now I will say this on the icing. I said 4 ounces of Cool Whip, but it just depends on how much frosting or icing you want on your cake. So you can go up to 8 ounces if you want. But 4 ounces to start out, and then you could just kind of add Cool Whip to your desire to the mixture. And I'll be back. Okay, the cakes have cooled down after an hour. They're totally cool. And I've turned one of them over and put it on the plate. And I have the other one face down to place after I put the frosting on this one. So I'm going to frost this cake here. And this is a cake that you will, after you serve it or after you frost it, it needs to go back into the refrigerator if you're not serving it right away. just going to put it in the middle and on the top. So it's just how much ever you want to put in the middle and on the top. Don't that look pretty? Okay. And I'm making this today because it's one of my daughter's birthdays. And this is one of her favorite cakes. She requests this every birthday. Okay. Just a little more on there. And when you get ready to serve it, it just cuts real pretty on the plate. Like I said, it's a crowd pleaser. Okay, now I'm going to place this other layer on top of it. Okay. And you just kind of press it down a little bit. And then we're going to put the remaining of your frosting on top. And then I know some people like to kind of sprinkle little chopped pecans on the top or whatever. You can put your own little signature to it and add whatever you want to it, really. This is also good with crushed pineapples, but we like the peach because it's just so refreshing and light. See how that looks? Let's put that in there. Spread it evenly over your top layer. Like I said, this is one of my favorites, I think, because it's so easy and fun to make. Like a little dome on top. I used a little bit more than the 4 ounces of whipped cream, so I made a little bit more. I think I had about 6 or 8 ounces because I wanted it to be plenty frosted like that. And I think I just had enough. So I measured it pretty good. Isn't that pretty? You can kind of whip it around if you want. Make your little designs in there. Okay. And then what I'll do is place these extra peach slices that we have set aside and just kind of decorate the top with it. And what I'm going to do is just set these right here on the top. Try to make a little flower. Okay. you have it. Your peach yogurt cake. And when I get ready to slice it, I will come back to plate just so you can see how it looks inside. But for now, this is how it looks, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. Okay, now my cake is ready. It's been in the refrigerator for about an hour. And now I'm going to plate it, and let's see how it turns out. It's delicious. This is your peach yogurt cake. And it's very light, and it's not sweet. It's not real sweet, just perfect. So be sure to try this and let me know how you like it. And comment if you have any comments. And for sure, subscribe. Hit that bell and subscribe so you can get more of these fantastic recipes. Remember, this is a great cake for the season. And I want you to try it, and I know you'll like it. So until next time, love, love. Talk to you later, and be safe.